Hey buddy, just got a bit of time. I'll quickly show you how to do this. We're going to quickly show you how it's done. And we're going to make sure this editor cube, the pickup cube that you were using, is going to control another blueprint. So what we need to do is create another blueprint for it to control. Just an actor. We'll call this BP sphere. That's the sphere. So let's go into that blueprint. Let's just add a sphere. Great, so now we'll go here. So what we want to do is just create a function. This function will be called set visibility. And we'll grab the sphere, because that's the one we want to set the visibility on. We're going to type in set visibility. Like that. Then on your actual, let's just compile this. On your actual function, we want to add a parameter. That's an input parameter. It's going to be a Boolean, which means it's on and off. So we'll call that visible. Let's compile that, and that will control the visibility for us. And I'll show you why this is important. We want to be able to call this function in your sphere. That's all we need to do here. One more thing. No, I'll show you that in a second. Let's just keep that open. So we're going to go to our cube. Let's open up our cube. This is the standard cube. Nothing has changed here. Everything's still defined. So I'm just going to add a variable. Now we need to create a reference to our sphere. This blueprint needs to know what it's referencing. So on here, we'll just call this BP sphere. And all you're going to do over here is just type in what you called that blueprint. So it's BP sphere. There it is there. And we want an object reference. Let's compile that. So now we can pull this up. Before I say anything, just make sure that your BP sphere here is set to instance editable and expose on spawn. Don't worry about that right now. It's just important that that's done. Then whatever we add here is actually, once you play in the editor, or before you play in the editor, we can actually specify what this cube is actually controlling, and you'll see it now. It's popped up here. It says BP sphere, but right now it has no reference to what that BP sphere actually is. So that's why we tick those boxes. So we're going to get the BP sphere. Let's just get it. Now we had the thing called set visibility. There's our function that we created on the BP sphere. If you have a look here, it's the same thing. And that's basically telling us that its visibility right now is not visible. So you were saying as you pick up the cube, you want the thing to disappear. So, sorry, there is something slightly different here on this blueprint. That would be connected like that. But we want two things to happen off of this event, which is when you pick up the thing. So what we're going to do is put in type in sequence. So now we can add extra things that this thing can do. So first it's going to do what it has to do for picking up the objects. Then it's going to set the visibility. So we want the visibility to be not visible. So we'll leave that as is. So let's go and copy and paste this. It's the same thing. It needs, the target is again the sphere. But now off of this sequence, and don't forget I added this before, it was like that. So what I'm going to do is just type in sequence to get that. Now when we drop the cube, we want it to be invisible. So those are the events, and in the similar tutorial I showed you yesterday, that was using a widget blueprint, so the buttons were actually controlling that. But now we're going to use the action of actually picking up the object and putting it down to set the visibility. So let's compile that and save. So back to our editor. We must make sure that so this is not working now, give me a second. Sphere, compile, save. fine. Make sure this is instance editable. Everything's there. Save. Oh, sorry. The reason why it's not showing anything is because we need the sphere. So as I click that, it'll actually now reference that. So there we go. And that's all we'll really need to do. So let's try that out. All my tools working, so I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drop it. That's all you really need to do.